This video will be the first in a series of videos that will document a long, very quite complex project. The most complex project that I have done since I've started recording. Now, I've been anticipating this for a couple of years, and I actually did not anticipate beginning on it for another couple of years. And for the reason is this right here. The engines, transmissions are rather expensive. But I came across a deal this past week that I made an offer, didn't expect it to be accepted, and well, it was accepted. So I have a pair of engines and transmissions out of a Chris Craft twin engine boat. Now I only need one of them, and I'll be using this one, I believe. I'll have to check and make sure the rotation, but I believe this is the one that I will be using for the build that I'm going to be working on. In the deal, I got two engines with transmission and water pumps, the exhaust logs, and everything with the engine. I don't have controls, but I didn't plan on using factory controls at any rate. So this is a big step towards what the big expense of the project that I'm working on. Now I also got this velvet drive as part of the deal, and I will most likely clean it up, make sure it is operational, and if it is a good transmission, then I will most likely turn around and sell it. It is the better transmission than these two. I believe these are Paragon K type, but I haven't found for sure. But at any rate, we're going to build us a barrelback. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be non-traditional. I love mahogany, but I really want to do it out of using wood that is growing on my property. So that means white oak. Might be a little bit heavier, but I believe that since the original boat used an inline 6, this 283 has a little more power, and I don't believe it'll be a handicap. But depending on what kind of condition, I don't plan on even trying to start them up the way they are. They've been sitting, and the transmissions are at least free, but just trying to turn the pulley here, I obviously can't turn it by hand. Wouldn't expect to, even if it were not been sitting up and been running recently. But I'm going to pull the spark plugs and see what they look like, see if it's going to be worth tearing into, or am I just going to pull the bell housings and all the marine parts off and build another small block Chevy. I really want to do this one because it already has the reverse rotation and the modified marine firing order, because they're flywheel forward is the design on them, and that helps put the more narrow end lower so you can fit between stringers better. And if I don't do a reverse, which is not a big deal, I could move the captain seating to the left side for a left side drive boat and not worry about a reverse rotation engine. So it's not that big a deal. So whichever way I go, if I go to just build a standard Chevy small block, then I'll use the parts off of this engine with this transmission that is not reverse firing order. But if I can use this engine then I'll use it. So who knows, there might be a second project down the road. You can never tell. We'll just have to see how the first one turns out. I'm not gonna be looking to do two, but as much as I like barrelbacks, I do kind of like me a cracker box. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, come on back and we'll see. We'll see how far this goes. I'm gonna be looking around and finding some white oak trees. Which ones are white oak? I've got a mixture of white oak and red oak as well as hickory out here. And without the leaves on the trees, I'll be honest with you, I can't tell the whites from the reds without cutting into the wood. So we'll see what we can come up with. Like I say, I really want to use wood that I cut off of my property and mill it. And there's a kiln locally, so I can kiln dry it and I can have the wood ready within a month or so. But this is end of January, it's first of February, so we're still in Georgia. We're apt to have a blizzard at any time, even though I'm out here in short sleeves and short pants and it's like 60 something degrees. Tomorrow it may be in the teens. This is Georgia weather. You don't know from one day to the next. So come on back, and I doubt seriously that I'll set up a camera to watch me fell any of these trees. No sense in burning video just to be putting minutes on a video. But I will probably set the video up at the sawmill when we start milling at least some of the lumber. And I will definitely have the camera set up when I start building the frames and building the boat. Now this one, my shop's not big enough, and I'm gonna have to build a carport or something, a pole barn or something, to get me out of the weather to build this, because it's gonna have to be built outside. This is gonna be old school redneck. But if everything works out, then we'll be working on a boat within the next couple of months. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll have some boat parts and engine parts for sale. But at any rate, come back and see how this works out on the next video. And click subscribe, touch that little bell so that you'll get notice when I do post some more videos. Now I've got a couple more videos coming up that I hope to have up within the next, at least one more this week, and maybe another one by the weekend. I really do want to get into the video a week routine, and I've got several projects that I've been working on videos, and I've got some footage set up, and I just have to get some videos going. I'd like to get a couple ahead before I start on that, just so if there's a week that I don't get to work enough, or if I'm working on stuff that I'm not videoing, I'm not left flat-footed with no footage. But I've got the video for the rings that I turned. I got married last week, and I turned our wedding bands out of black and white ebony. So I hope to have that video up later this weekend, before first of the week, and if not, at least within early this week. And then the follow-up to the hollowing tools that I posted, the teaser of the CAD drawing. I've got those done and ready to start turning the handle and putting those together. So again, please hit subscribe and click the little bell icon so that you'll get notifications when I'm posting again. And come on back and see how this project turns out. See if I'm going to be in a pretty wooden boat before long. Have fun. See you.